Hi, I'm Vicki. I'm the project executive for the architecture building, and this is my team with True Construction.
Hi, I'm Isidro Carrion. I'm the project manager for this project.
Hi, I'm Melissa Medina and I'm the safety manager.
I'm Top. I'm the security inspector for True Construction.
Hi, I'm Aro Braca, and I am the superintendent.
A quick introduction to our company, True Construction. True Construction Company is a design-build firm with over 50 years of experience. We specialize in college buildings ranging from dormitories, parking garage, athletic facilities, stadiums, and classrooms. We strive for zero incidents on our construction sites and on-time completion of every single one of our projects. We are dedicated to the safety of our workers and ensuring that every one of our employees returns safely home every day. We implement rigorous safety procedures in our attempt to have the safest construction sites in the industry. The construction of the newest architecture building will allow us to further explore new safety procedures while working on a college campus while classes are in progress. A quick rundown of some of our goals. We strive for 100% incident-free construction sites. Safety is central to our culture at True Construction. Safety is everybody's responsibility. Our goal is to ensure every worker return home safe and sound to their families. Our goal is also to raise the standards for safety on construction sites across the country.
Hello, we are right now standing outside a nearly completed architecture building. We're going to step inside really quickly so I can give you a quick tour of the interior space. As you can see, right now in the basement of the architecture building, construction is still ongoing. Down here, the architecture buildings will host a few of the laboratory spaces for the students, along with the lecture room and the mechanical room. So here on the first floor, the architecture building was designed to have classrooms and a few administrative offices down this side of the building. On the north wing of the building, we have a few administrative offices with a lecture room that holds 200 students. And on this corner of the architecture building, we host bathrooms and gallery space. Now I'm going to take you upstairs to the second floor and show you what goes on up there. Hey there. So on the second floor of the architecture building, the north wing of the building hosts the Ricker Library. Fun fact, Ricker was actually the very first architecture graduate at the University of Illinois. So it makes only sense for the library to be dedicated to him. On the west side, there's a studio space. And on the east side of the building hosts all of the administrative offices for this floor. There's also a conference room directly located behind me, known as the Fishbowl. Now we make it here to the third floor of the architecture building. The third floor is divided into east and west wings. Directly over here to the west side, we have the largest studio space of the floor. Directly behind me, we host all of the administrative offices and two large lecture rooms. And down there on the east side of the wing, we have two studio spaces, a little smaller, and a computer lab. Now follow me up to the fourth floor. Oh, hey there. We now make it up to the fourth floor of the architecture building. The east side of the building hosts one studio space, while the remaining of the floor basically holds most of the administrative offices and a few lab spaces. Down here to the west side of the building, we have safety first. Down here on the west side of the building, we host one last studio space. Well, that completes the quick tour of the architecture building. I want to thank you all for taking this journey with us, True Construction.
For environmental, health, and safety management policy, also known as EHS, there are responsibilities, authority, and accountability that are taken by management. Safety will be part of the responsibility of the project manager, assistant project manager, project engineers, safety officers, and superintendents. Their responsibilities include determining hazards, enhance safety, enforce safety guidelines, and conduct investigations. The project team consists of the client, consultant, architect and engineer, contractor, and subcontractor, with the contractor and the subcontractor have the highest authority of safety. For the contractor EHS qualification process, contractor and subcontractor must train employees with at least 10 hours of OSHA training, report incidents, be part of daily project meetings, be part of inspections, and follow other safety measures. In addition, pre-mobilization safety meetings must also take place. As part of EHS, daily safety inspections are performed, where the safety officer will go throughout the site each day to look and review the overall safety of the entire site. The safety officer will look for hazards and has the right to stop work whenever needed in order to correct any safety concerns. Also, pre-task safety planning meetings will also discuss defining the scope of work, analyzing hazards, developing and implementing hazard controls, performing work within hazard controls, and providing feedback on continuous improvement. Auditing. During the auditing, the company will perform any site audits of the job site and must participate in any job safety analysis programs as well. The company will perform the following on a regular basis: audit of inspections and identifications of hazards. Fill out OSHA Form 301 for all reported injuries and incidents. Log of toolbox talks and training records. For training, there will be required training sessions before anyone starts work on the site. We will also discuss if any other training will be required during the pre-start meeting with each individual subcontractor. For disciplinary action programs, all employees are expected to comply with job site rules and regulations and to follow established operating procedures set forth by the company. Depending on the offense, the consequences are measured as follows. The first offense, a written warning. Second offense, a copy of this warning will be given to the employee and supervisor. The third offense, a meeting with the employee, foreman, or project manager and senior management to determine whether the employee will be suspended or terminated. The fourth offense, a termination of employment. For personal protective equipment, also known as PPE, the minimum required equipment to be worn by all personnel at all times at the construction sites include earplugs, safety glasses with side shields, safety shoes that are needed as appropriate, leather shoes encompassing the entire foot as required, and gloves. For task-specific required PPE, respirators, Tyvek suits or full-body suits such as leather for welding, filter lens for welding, other types of gloves such as leather, canvas, metal mesh, chemical resistant, aramid synthetic, additional ear protection such as earmuffs, and other types of shoes that are required for the task. Additional protection for lower body can also be used. Each individual is also responsible for attending training sessions on PPE, take care of PPE and replace when needed, and properly wearing the PPE.
So a brief introduction of site security and access. The goal of it is to provide a safe access for workers and individuals entering the site. So for our project, the architecture building, we want to have one control access point, which is located on my left-hand side here. And basically there will be a security gate where workers can scan their key card access and enter the site. And this way we can determine whether or not they have compliance with regulations, required trainings. And so this way we can make sure that everybody that is coming on the site are qualified. And for vehicles entrance in the same location, we'll have a swing gate where if there were to be an accident, the fence is isolated from that impact. And vehicle will be processed at the entrance by a qualified safety manager where they can look at the training for the truck drivers and figure out whether or not he's allowed to come into the site or not.
Emergency access is very important for our project. In the architecture building, the emergency access is being managed by the emergency manager, and he's responsible for directing the workers outside the building and directing outsiders inside the building, as well as providing leadership in the event of emergency. One mean of evacuation route for the architecture building is to my left-hand side here, which is down through the basement, so workers can come down and go down to the basement if other egress is blocked. Another way is through the main door here. I imagine this being the primary egress for most workers in case of emergency. Leads directly outside, so you don't have to walk and venture out too far. Another location, if we walk back here to the east side of the building, there is an egress where the fire stairs are, and workers can leave the building that way.
All employees and subcontractors will report all mishaps and near misses immediately to their supervisor, foreman, and/or superintendent. Incidents that involve minor skin abrasions, such as minor cuts that only require Band-Aids, or minor trips caused by left-out material, should be reported to the foreman and superintendent. However, an incident report does not have to be filled out. Any major incidents that involve going to the hospital for major skin abrasions, broken bones, or involves multiple people should be reported to the foreman and superintendent immediately, and an incident investigation form should be completed. A qualified person who is a foreman, superintendent, or project manager should fill out the investigation form. A witness to the accident should also assist with the completion of the form. This is our company's incident investigation form. Section 1 has information on the company, while Section 2 is information on the employee involved in the incident. It is important to have the information on what the employee was doing and what their normal tasks are for the project. Section 3 describes the incident and what parts of the body were affected. This is also the section where we get written witness testimonies and other evidence like video surveillance and photographs. It is also important to know that the injured person or persons are wearing any PPE that could have prevented the incident. Section 4 asks why the incident occurred. It is important to identify any unsafe workplace conditions and any unsafe acts done by one or more persons. This is also where we ask why the unsafe conditions exist and why the unsafe acts occurred. Section 5 asks how we can prevent this accident from happening again, while Section 6 has information on who completed the form and the investigation team members. With each site, we have different operational, environmental, health, and safety requirements. Before construction begins, the project manager contacted the Champaign Fire Department to determine whether any variations from the company's standard fire prevention procedures were required. An evacuation plan was posted throughout the site in case of emergency, so workers could know the best and quickest way out of the building. All work areas were to be kept free of debris and combustible materials, especially in the main path of travel. Fire extinguishers were also spread out throughout the site and spaced out no more than 100 feet apart.
We will now discuss the emergency action plan for the architecture building. All employees must know how to report emergencies and notify other employees. A common method for reporting emergencies at the architecture building is dialing 911. However, there are internal numbers that may be used for reporting emergencies. The following numbers are emergency contacts that will be posted in the main office for all employees to have access to in case of an emergency, such as fire department, hospital, ambulance, police, and building managers. It is important that emergency situations be reported immediately. Any delay in getting emergency responders to the scene may result in additional loss of life or property. The plan shown is an example of an evacuation map found in the architecture building. Emergency evacuation plans are important to prevent confusion, injury, and property damage. Therefore, evacuation route maps have been posted in each work area. The following information may be found on the evacuation maps: emergency exit, primary and secondary evacuation routes, locations of fire extinguishers, fire alarms, pull station locations, and assembly points.
Help!
What to do in the event of a medical emergency that may occur on site. Call medical emergency phone numbers that may be applicable: paramedics, ambulance, and fire department, and provide the following information: nature of medical emergency, location of the emergency, the architecture building, your name, and phone number from which you are calling. Do not move the victim unless absolutely necessary. Call the personnel trained in CPR and first aid that you have on site. If personnel trained in first aid are not available, as a minimum, attempt to provide the following assistance. 1. Stop the bleeding with firm pressure on the wound. Note: avoid contact with blood or other bodily fluids. And next, wait for paramedics, ambulance, and fire department to arrive.